The revolution will not be televised.
The revolution will be streamed live.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a new second one of 2019 Critical and Thinking podcast with myself, Ty Barnett.
And I'm Ian Harris. We're back.
I think this is the last day. Oh, no, yesterday was the last day, technically, that you could say Happy New Year and not seem crazy. I always say 7 days in.
Now it's flipped. Oh, well, why didn't it work last time?
Do we want to do it this way?
I guess we got to do it that way.
How's that? That better?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, do you see us the right way or do you see us sideways? How about that? There we go. I hope that looks good. Does that look good? That looks good, right?
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't know why it does it that way.
I don't
it's
know.
totally open the other way.
Welcome, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We got a few things to talk about. We will try to keep it light. We'll try to keep it light. I always tell people, I promise to try to keep it light. What's up, TK? What's up, Rochelle? What's up, Patricia? What's up, Matthew? We're going to have some fun this episode, but we're going to talk about a few things, and we cannot talk about anything else until we start talking about this nasty motherfucker R. Kelly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And Ian didn't really watch the show. He didn't see the show, Surviving R. Kelly. I saw it, and let me tell you something. Some of the stuff I knew. I'd heard about from back in the day. What's up, Jimmy? And other things I did not know. Like, I did not know that this dude was let go by the parents of the girl in the video. Like, they went to the trial. They could have put this dude behind bars, and they chose not to. Now, I don't understand how, as a father, you can let the dude go that assaulted your child, but that's neither here nor there.
Money.
Exactly. But there was so many other things in this in this special that I honestly, and it's not, let me just be very clear. It's not just R. Kelly. It's not just him. I mean, there are a bunch of people out there, predators and everything like that. But to see how many people enabled this dude, so to see how many people from managers, roadies, dancers, the other people in the circle, other artists, all these people that turned a blind eye to this dude, and then they don't understand, oh, well, I don't know how I got this far. It got this far because y'all never stopped the shit. Y'all never said anything about this. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And like I said, Ian has not seen the special, but he is also a father, and he also understands that you don't let predators go. You put predators behind bars, all of them. And just before anybody says anything, that means the Weinsteins, all of them, every last one, the Woody Allens, all of them, all the predators must go, period. There's no wiggle room when it comes to this. I have a zero tolerance when it comes to pedophiles. Zero.
Yo, and here's the thing. I mean, I will say I wouldn't, let's make a distinction before someone goes off that it's not he's not a pedophile technically, because pedophile is pre-pubescent, but he is definitely
14 years old.
Statutory rape. I'm saying don't get me. I'm not saying. I'm just saying someone is going to go.
I was about to say this podcast is about to be over.
Someone is going to go. Well, technically a pedophile, so it is but it doesn't matter. It's still. Yeah, my daughter turned 14 yesterday. She's a little kid. She's a little kid.
Richard.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying technically that's statutory rape, and it's still rape is in the word statutory rape. They are not. They're not.
It's not rapish. It's still rape. My question is, and if any of the people watching out there, please help me understand why you think that this guy got away with it this long. You know what I'm saying? You saw it. See, Steve said he saw it. Should have asked me to come down. Oh shit. Well, you still got time. We just got on. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to dozens of sex offenders. Really? They have good info.
Oh yeah, Steve Hill. Fathers. Steve used to be a corrections officer.
Oh wow. Oh, so. Well then yeah, we definitely could have used your info. You probably should call into the show, bro. We just started. So if
actually,
you want to
Steve? Yeah, I know we keep doing this shit last minute. That's why. Steve lives like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. That's why.
If you want to call in, dude, for real. We'll put you on. What's up, Richard? But help us understand. I don't understand it as a father. I don't understand how you can see the person that did that to your child and have a chance to put them away and not put them away. But that's another thing. But here's what I noticed that he did. He targeted families that needed something. Whether they needed money, whether they needed access to the music industry. Those are the people that he targeted. What's up, man? He went after people that he knew would look past the rumors, that would look past the indiscretions, that would look past all of the stuff because they just wanted to get their kid on.
Right.
But once your kid
On what?
Exactly. But once you see that this dude is not about that and that he is a predator, then you should be out. So again, this is over decades. And then now when I keep hearing people say stuff like, well, I'm tired of hearing about R. Kelly. Guess what? A lot of people were tired of hearing about R. Kelly. Now this motherfucker has a sex harem of people, sex slaves, because people were tired of hearing about him.
Yeah.
He's not stopping. He's doing more. So
yeah, it's I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I want to see. I got to see the.
That's right. Predators prey on the weak, Steve. Exactly.
I don't know why. You know, I have to see the show, but I just, you know, you're telling me earlier we were talking about the parents and the one dude that still were working with him.
Yes.
And the other parents that went to the concert with their 17-year-old daughter, and they said they knew what was going. They heard. Oh my God! They heard about the trial, but went to the concert, and then when R. Kelly pulled their daughter up on stage, they're like, "Okay, have fun, fucking R. Kelly."
Wait. That's like I said. Just for people who don't understand, the girl in the 14-year-old in the video, the infamous video that was circulated everywhere, that you could clearly see that it was R. Kelly, and you could clearly see that the girl was underage. The father who let R. Kelly go, him and his wife, they let that dude go by going to court and saying that's not our daughter. And then, just so you guys understand, they got sent on a vacation for 6 months to the south of France after that trial. Look it up. So beyond that dude, after letting this dude get off, goes and works with him on numerous projects after that. Now, I don't know how many fathers are watching the show right now. I don't know how many are. But you tell me, can you walk into the same room of the dude that assaulted your child and play music like nothing fucking happened? Like nothing happened. Like, hey, what's the riff on this, man? I'm breaking this guitar over your fucking skull, bro. This is bananas to me.
But that's the thing, though. Is like we were talking about earlier. Hey,
what up, Steve?
To me, it's not just there's something with people in general where people are so.
We're talking about R. Kelly, Steve.
Fucking selfish.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I mean, I don't even understand how. It's the 30% that still deal with fucking Trump. It's these people that let their kid go, fucking 14-year-old, 15-year-old daughter go backstage with R. Kelly after it's just music, right? I just want to be clear. Or like you were telling me that you had friends that were like, yeah, I'm still going to download his music right now. And it's like, why are you supporting this guy? Well, it's like, well, he didn't fuck my kid.
Look, let me tell you something.
And it's like, so what do you get out of it? I like his music. So you are going to enable this dude
JP's
by
watching.
Supporting him and buying his music and downloading it before it gets all taken off the air because he didn't do nothing. He didn't fuck any of my kids.
Well, see,
like, what the fuck?
Because I asked my boy JP, I asked him, JP has another take on it as well. He says it's bigger than R. Kelly, which it is. He's absolutely right when he says it's bigger than R. Kelly. But to me, I break this down in two different categories. There's the person that's doing it and the person that's allowing them to do it. And a lot of people fall under the category of the people that's allowing him to do it.
Right.
And the first and last line of defense are the parents. The parents. For the dude to say, we heard all the rumors about him, but we still took our kid to the concert. We heard all the rumors about him, but we still let him pull our daughter up on stage.
Well, see,
we heard all the rumors, but we still let him take her backstage.
Everyone wants to say it's the rumors. It's like all these things. I mean, people in America, if they like someone, think about fucking Brett Kavanaugh. Think about Bill Cosby.
Right.
Think about anybody. If people like him, they're like, well, I didn't see videotape of him.
This is ridiculous.
Of him. And the funny thing is, well, we did see videotape of R. Kelly. But it's like, people will say, yeah, I know there's 37 allegations and they got videos and they got.
This is JP right now. Hold up. I'm about to put you on. What up?
Yo, what up, Ty Barnett?
We got JP Justice on, you guys. And I was actually gonna have JP on. JP, meet Ian. Ian, meet JP. This is JP.
Hey,
Justice.
what's going on, Ian?
What's going on, JP?
I watch the show quite often, man. I like
awesome.
I like your POV, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So JP, just to make it clear, because I've seen your Facebook feed, by the way. They've been going in on JP too.
Yeah.
So JP, please tell everybody here your take on this R. Kelly thing, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so watch this. Let me start off by saying this. Yes, he deserves to go to jail. He's supposed to go to jail. Yes, I do empathize and sympathize with the victims. I have to start off like this so that this way, when people start picking my point of view apart, they don't think that I think that R. Kelly is supposed to get away. No, he's not supposed to get away.
Yeah.
What he did was wrong, blah, blah. But now, why kill a puppet and leave Geppetto alive? It's a bigger issue than just R. Kelly. It's not just R. Kelly. First off, and they said this in the final episode of the docuseries.
Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second, JP. Let me figure out how we can get the people to hear you say this.
Well, because the thing is, he's going through the podcast, which is recorded and it's on the podcast.
So how do we do this?
And this is Facebook Live. It's just on your thing.
They're not gonna hear you on that. I'm sorry.
Well, put me on speaker. Put me on speaker on your phone.
Yeah. Let's do that. Go.
All right. So watch this. I do say yes. He belongs in jail. Yes. I do sympathize with the victims, and they are victims. Yes, I do agree that the man is a monster, but I also say, why kill a puppet and leave Geppetto alive? First off, this is in many of layers. What you're about to do is pull back the layer of many of issues.
True.
And the biggest issue of all, one of the biggest issues of them all is child molestation.
Yeah.
Why is it that you can sympathize and give heart to other people who molested and then turned around and start molesting, but now you can't for R. Kelly? Let me guess. Because they were underage kids, but he was still a victim. He comes from bro. I was so happy when the final episode, this guy said this, because I've been saying this for decades. He's coming from a city and a town that sensationalizes pimping, hoes, Donald Going, Iceberg Slim,
the Mac, all that.
Pimp's Ball, Bishop Don Juan, who they even made a reverend. Remember, he was Reverend Bishop Don Juan.
He lives in my neighborhood.
He comes from that. So all of those things, it's like when Mike Tyson all of a sudden chewed off somebody's ear. You made him a monster. So now when you see this monster turn, everybody wants to grab their pitchforks and go kill the monster. We got to get Dr. Frankenstein. We got to look at the deeper issues here. In his helping, he is going to go to jail. That is the bottom line. R. Kelly, embrace it, bro. You're going to jail. We're going to try to help you, but you're going to jail because you did do crime.
Yes.
Why is his music and stuff? Why are people enabling him? Because that's the word I hear you always say, Ty. This is why people are enabling his music and stuff like that. He's an artist. Once you create your art, it no longer belongs to you. It belongs to the people. People attach their lively memories, good feelings.
What up, Craig?
They attach that with your art.
Right.
So I don't believe the art should be snatched away because I Believe I Can Fly has pushed many of people to do the impossible positively in their lives.
What up, Rich?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that, JP. And for people that didn't catch what he was saying, he's saying the people that have, because I'm one of those people that connect the two. I connect the artist with the music. What's up, Craig? Craig is watching as well. I connect the artist with the art, and it's hard for me to separate the two. Me, especially when I watch this thing and I see that there are certain times where this dude would make that inspirational song, would make that motivational song, but he had a 14 to 15-year-old in his trailer while he was in the middle of making this song. So I get.
Let me ask you this, bro. Some of the most not that hard, not as hard as R. Kelly, but our inspiration comes from some of the darkest places sometimes.
True.
And his inspiration just been sprawled out there. Look at Dr. Dre. Some of his songs was inspired by beating bitches' asses and choking them. Look at you know what I'm saying?
What up, Jamal?
Look at these other artists. Lou Rawls.
Oh man, when I heard that about Lou Rawls, when he said the song "You'll Never Find," he made that song right after he beat his wife.
Right.
This is crazy.
are we going to take all this art form away? You know, bro, to this day, Cliff Huxtable is the best dad I've ever seen in my life.
Right. I get that. I understand where you're coming from about the art itself. I'm saying what I'm about to say to you is, for me personally, as Ty Barnett. Ty Barnett can't listen to R. Kelly. Ty Barnett cannot support this dude, knowing what he's done and continue to do. But I understand.
I will say this, Ty. I will say this. So since the what's the names dropped, I went back and I was looking at the videos, and I didn't even say this on my page yet. I was going to say this, but I'm saying it on your show first. So since the docuseries, I went back to go look at the videos. I couldn't look at him in the face.
See?
I couldn't.
You see what I'm saying, dude? It's hard to disconnect the two. That's my only point. And I'm saying, and this is.
I still like the music. A Woman's Threat still made me cry when I heard it.
Yeah.
I couldn't look at him in the face.
And this is why I say, for us to hold on to this type of thing and say, because it's just music, bro. And I asked Ian the same thing before, and I want to hear what he has to say about this. You're not getting paid for listening to R. Kelly. He don't send you any money for downloading his music. No, you pay him.
But I think one thing JP is saying is that you.
Can you do me a favor? Can you replace I Believe I Can Fly with another great song?
I'm sure there's one. I am sure there's one. But go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry. Go to JP.
But I'm just saying, I think one thing JP might be saying here is that people are getting paid in other ways, like inspiration or memories. Yes, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think is the problem. And I said the same thing when Kevin Spacey did his shit, and when Bill Cosby did that shit. When they came back, it's like, so do we throw away Bill Cosby's work? Do we throw away, every movie? Does this mean I can't watch The Usual Suspects anymore because
Horrible Bosses?
Right. I mean, does this mean I can't watch these movies anymore? And the thing is that I think that it's a tough situation because, you don't want to also punish all the other people involved. Right. You don't want to get rid of the art and the inspiration that you got from it.
Did you know Rudy Huxtable is like, I didn't touch nobody.
But at the same time, is there a way that we can not make the money go to them? You know what I mean? Like, right. I just don't want to support these fucking people either. Like, if we could take this money and give it to the victims, or give it to victims of sexual abuse, and then it's like, shit, go play that song the fuck you want.
Okay,
like, so you know what I say to that?
Ask OJ. Yeah. But you know what? That's actually a great point, though, Ian. Now here's the thing. Here's how I could say I'm all for people still listening to R. Kelly. If I had to pick a scenario, if they said, you know what, R. Kelly doesn't get another dime from another move, another download, nothing. All of the money, all of the proceeds go to the victims. If that was the case, then I could get behind people still downloading this music. But if you're telling me that nothing comes,
you know how that happens? An organization sues for the rights of, especially now that you know where the inspiration comes from. Right. That girl that inspired this song, let her lawyers go after that royalty.
Right.
Let that group go after that royalty. Let that group go after that royalty. I guarantee you there will be judges that will say yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see,
so
now,
I do agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. If they did that, bro, then I could get behind people saying I still listen to them. But the average person sitting at their crib and they get nothing from it, they just sitting there and they listening to the music and they say, how are you in your brain still trying to act like this dude did not... I don't even want to say it, but how do you act like he didn't piss in a 14-year-old's face? How do you want to act like he didn't do that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I still wouldn't support it, I don't think. I just give money to the charity.
Once again, I agree, but we got to look at things realistically, man. Like, honestly, everybody wants to take this situation now and explode it. Here's the problem with this, especially with the R. Kelly situation. There's two of y'all guys sitting right there, right?
Right.
There's two different opinions. There's three of us in this conversation. There's three different opinions. There's 10 of us in the building. There's 10 different opinions. There's however many. And what ends up happening is that everybody wants to pick their own reasoning, which weakens out the defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which, I mean, well, not the defense. It weakens out the push. Because why are you going for it? Because he pissed on 13-year-olds. Why are you going for it? Because he held this girl hostage. Why you went for it? Because everybody has their own opinion.
Right. Let us know what you think by let us know what you think, by the way, the people watching. Keep going, JP. I'm sorry.
What we have to do is get on one accord. This is a game of chess, not checkers.
Right.
This man has been slick enough to weasel his way through for this long.
Yeah, that's my point.
He's been playing chess all along.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear the part where I said he preyed on weak families? He preyed on people that thought that they could get something in return by being associated with this guy. That's why they took the risk in spite of the rumors.
Yep.
Well, see, and here's the thing. I think the worst part. Oh, go ahead.
Somebody said this, and this is I believe this. Somebody said, "Fuck all this lawyer shit. How come he ain't dead?"
Exactly.
Exactly. I agreed 100%.
Exactly. That's my point, bro. How do you walk in the studio session? How do you walk in the studio session with the dude that assaulted your daughter and play bass behind him like nothing fucking happened?
How do you do that? How do you do that?
But see, that's why he's not in jail, though. That's why he's not in jail. If it were the people that were actually, I mean, it's one thing buying his records and shit still, but these people whose kids were involved, if they did something, this motherfucker would be in jail, and we wouldn't even have this conversation because they would take his right. He wouldn't be getting paid while he's in jail. But that's the crazy thing is that people are so selfish. These parents are so selfish. They're so worried about getting that money or whatever it is that they're okay letting their 14-year-old. Did this shit happen to their fucking kids?
Yes.
That's fucking. What kind of mentality is that, though? In America, we build this mentality. We have this mentality anyway. It's the same thing, not always. I don't want to always make everything political, but it's the same thing with these fucking poor white trash dumbasses that vote for Trump because they think that he's going to make them a billionaire if they vote for him. Right. It's this fucking weird idea that if I let R. Kelly fuck my daughter, then somehow I'm going to be fucking famous, or I'm going to cut an album, or it's like where the and even if that is the case, you're still okay with that?
Yeah,
like even if he did give you a fucking record deal or whatever, you're okay with that?
Exact point, and that's why I say, and JP, because JP has daughters, and this is why I say,
well, I don't want to listen. I don't want to. You know what I hate? I hate when people do this. Well, JP, what do you think? You got 4 daughters. My daughters have nothing to do with my opinion, because even if I didn't have daughters, or if I did have daughters, I would still feel it. I still feel the same way.
Right.
People have to be 100% with their opinions, regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well, and also,
when I hear people say, when I hear people throw my daughters in the mix, I still feel the way I feel having 4 daughters in the mix. What I question is this. Just
Good point, Mel.
Just like you said, your partner, I forgot his name. What's his name again?
Ian?
Yeah, Ian. Just like you said. That's another problem that you just mentioned. All that you just said, that's another problem. So are you ready? Are you really ready to fix this R. Kelly problem? Because what you're going to do is unveil many other problems.
That's right. You peeling back a bunch of stuff. I'm seeing more. I've seen your page. JP is posting pictures of Puffy, Jay-Z, all of these motherfuckers.
Right. Yo, we can go on and on.
But it's also an American problem in that our system. I mean, how many times?
You can't say American because Albert Einstein did the same thing. He did the same goddamn thing. So it's
it's a human condition for sure. But I'm saying right now, a lot of this stuff is this. We have an idea. First off, it's people. Some people just don't have fucking empathy, and some people just don't have the ability to care about other people unless it's directly related to them. But more importantly, how many times have you seen bumper stickers and shit like "He who dies with the most toys wins" and all this bullshit? In America, it's the guy with the most money fucking wins, and it doesn't. Look at our president. He's the he is the epitome of that. Like, people voted for this fucking ass clown because they think he's a rich billionaire who worked his way to the top, and that's what they can do too from their fucking trailer.
Tell him who I am. Tell him what I did. Tell him what I did.
Trump voted for Trump?
Yeah, he did. but he did tell. But here's the thing. Here's the difference between JP, and this is why we still cool. Because JP told me why he did it, but JP also realizes who this person is. The problem I have, because I told you, I have people that voted for this guy as well. My problem is, because you can always, the first time is whatever. My problem is when people who are still riding with this dude. in spite of.
I can imagine your partner's face right now.
No. No.
Yo, let me clear the air. I didn't vote for Trump because I thought he was a great candidate. I voted for Trump because I knew he was going to be a dickhead and an asshole, and I was betting on the wild card, and I'm coming too. I'm winning my bet. I bet that all this dickhead shit that he's doing right now, he was going to do. And what he did do is he broke up that old conservative Republican Reagan party. That was the first thing he did.
Right.
And then the thing that he says so brash and so bold scares old conservative politicians that when he leaves, we can only rebuild our government. And then we'll have a fighting chance.
Oh, he definitely exposed these motherfuckers.
Hopefully, except for the fact that then they got all three branches of government and went along right with this motherfucker, and now we have a fucking the deepest state we've ever had and the biggest fucking oligarchy we've ever had, and these guys don't give a fuck about anything. And 80% of the population can say, "I want this," and these guys, Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan and these motherfuckers who've been there, were just like, "Oh, let's do it. We'll do whatever the fuck Trump wants us to do," and now we're even more fucked.
Can we meet up 2 years from now and watch? Because he's not going to do a second term. I guarantee you. Let me tell you what he did. That person who sat down on their couch last election and said, "Man, I ain't going to vote." I bet you that motherfucker get up to vote.
Oh, you better believe it.
Well, we definitely saw the midterms.
That's one of the main platforms that we have on the show, bro. Is getting people out and stop having these people being so apathetic.
He's not going to make another term. And when he doesn't make the second term, then you're going to see reform.
I hope so. I hope you're right on that.
Now is hope that this fool don't blow us up before he get up out of here.
I'm surprised it ain't happened already. I got to tell you, JP.
Also, by the way, a lot of this also spawned by a P-tape.
Russian P-tape. Yeah. That's right.
I still don't know.
I'm not afraid to. I'm not afraid to. I always speak. People right now, there's people.
That's why I wanted you on the show. I was watching your feed, bro. I wanted JP on the show because I knew that he was pissing a lot of people off.
I was pissing them off only because I'm not. Trust me, man. And you heard how I started the conversation. Yeah, R. Kelly's going to jail, and I believe he's going to jail. Yeah, those are victims that he touched. Yes, I do agree. Now let's get to the bigger problem.
Oh,
we know this now. Let's get to the bigger problem.
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely. And that's what's hey man, I gotta thank you, bro. I gotta thank you for calling in, man. Always keeping it 100 full show.
Yes, sir. And I watch your podcast pretty often, fellas.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you, bro. Hey, and when I'm back in NY, you know I'm coming through, bro.
Yes, sir. Hit me up.
Take care, man. Peace.
See you, man.
JP Justice, you guys, check him out. Follow him. He's on Facebook. And very, very, very funny New York very funny comic, not just New York comic. Very funny dude, cool brother. And I liked his take. I liked his take on it because he is saying that there's something deeper going on in this when it comes to not just this dude and what he was able to get away with, but just in our society. And to your point of people not caring or being selfish. Right. So hopefully, at some point, we can fix this and because I tell you, man, it's about protecting the kids first and foremost. That's why I have zero tolerance about this shit. Zero.
Well, we talked earlier too about. I mean, like I said, I think it's an American problem. I think it's a human condition of not being able to, of wanting certain things and everything being about yourself. Right. And the closer it is to you, obviously, normally the closer it is.
By the way, Mel said those parents should be accountable accessories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the thing. I mean, but it's not just about, usually people are like, well, if it's within my circle, I understand. But these people don't even understand at the level of it's their own kid.
Exactly.
They still are looking at their own benefit. And it's usually then their kid, then their second cousin, then it's their distant relatives, where it's you should be looking at everybody and going, how does this affect everybody? How does this affect the greater good?
Right.
That's what we always talk about. That's what true empathy is, not going, how does this relate to me? But there's also the problem, we talked about this a little bit earlier.
We're talking about your boy R. Kelly.
Is there's not only an American problem with you see it with the fucking, like I said, the poor white trash dummies that think that voting Republican is going to make them rich, but there is this weird thing that I see having, living in the hood, that I see with...
You heard that right, you guys. You heard that right. Ian Harris, bald white guy living in the
but
hood.
there's something, I mean, and also, just traveling, whatever, but there's something with a systemic thing that I think is caused by racism and other things in the black community.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, like I was telling you, I have these neighbors, there's like 10 of them living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and they all drive like an $80,000 car. I'm like, motherfuckers, you could have a mansion. But every one of the kids, 15, 16, whatever, they all need a fucking Escalade. They all need a fucking Lexus. They all need a BMW. They all need to have the nicest clothes, the best shoes. And it's this thing where it's like they have it's this money and outward appearance is what's important. And I mean, it's social media where you go, how many friends, how many likes do I get? How many followers do I have? And that's what this is. They're like, oh, I'm hanging out with R. Kelly. Well, R. Kelly's cool. Yeah, he's fucking my 14-year-old kid, but okay, I'm hanging out with R. Kelly.
And this is why I say, this is the part, like I said, I definitely agree with JP on, is like, what's up, Israel? Is that we for some reason put more value on these people in entertainment. And I'm saying this as people in the business. I'm saying that we're entertainers. We've been in this business between us.
I've entertained dozens of people.
Yeah.
In 26 years.
We have over 36 to 40 years of entertainment right here. And so I get the adulation that people have for people in the business. I get that. I totally understand it. You get starstruck when you see somebody. But there should be a line drawn that no one crosses.
Is that Screech?
Yeah. Hey, dude. When you tell me Screech has a P-tape, then we really got a problem.
Right.
But I get that part of being of admiring this person, this singer, this entertainer, this actor. But there should be a line that is never crossed. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a prime example. I drink, right? What I don't do is I don't drink with my kids like that. When my kids turn 21, when they turn 21, so hey, well, you gonna go get drunk with them? No, I'm not gonna get drunk with my kids. Why would I do that? Why would I go have alcohol and get wasted with my kid? Because there's a barrier that doesn't get crossed.
Right.
You're the parent, they're the child. You're the protector. You're always the protector. You are always a protector. I don't give a fuck who's around. Right. And when people forget that line or it gets blurred with them because this person is famous, then that's how shit like this happens. So that's why I said every last one of those parents, and I mean this 1,000%. Every one of those people that were assaulted after that P-tape trial, that falls on the parents that came in there and let that dude go.
Yeah.
Every single one of them falls on the parents that let that monster out by saying that's not our child. Every single one of them, it's on you as well as that motherfucker. So, all right.
But by the way, it just reminded me, I was with Mickey Joseph, another comedian. We were doing one-nighters in Oregon years ago, and we stopped because I don't know why, we were just bored. We drove to Tillamook, Oregon.
Oh, the cheese.
Where the cheese is. And we stopped at the cheese factory to check out. You get a free tour of the thing, and they give you cheese and whatever they got there. You get like a sampling, right? So we were in the parking lot. This just reminded me of you saying, like, people, I was like, the most white trash moment I've ever seen in my life. This lady gets out of the car with her 2 kids, and she's got a daughter who's probably somewhere between 11 and 13, and a son who's probably somewhere between 9 and 11. Little kids, and they get out of the car, and we're parked right next to them, and the boy goes, "Hey, Mom, give me a cigarette." And she goes, "Get one from your sister." And she goes, "He already smoked all mine." And I was like, these are little kids. And I was like, what kind of fucking world,
my God.
And this was
like, normal for them.
This isn't like the coastal city of Oregon. I was like, well, where did I go?
Yeah.
Am I in 1950s like Alabama or like I don't know.
That is the norm for these people. And that's why I say like, there has to be. I take being a parent very seriously.
Get one from your sister.
And when that's the same thing, like when I see people pushing a stroller and they're smoking a cigarette while they're pushing the stroller, and I'm like, you do know the kids are in here with the thing.
Although it's so funny, man. I guess it's kind of like the time, like you look back at the time, because sometimes you go to those places and you go, oh, it still is 1976 here. Yeah. They dress like it, the music's like that. But when I was a kid, I remember like My dad's smoking with the windows rolled up in the car, drinking a beer in the
No seatbelts.
No seatbelts.
No seatbelts.
Smoking and drinking.
This is your seatbelt. Yeah. That's it. That's your seatbelt right there.
You're like, you got to get to the doctor on time. Come on. Like.
And you get there and the doctor's smoking.
Yes.
The doctor's, oh, hold on. I can see the baby's head. Hold on 1 second. Hold this for me. I can see the crown. I can see it. And so, but these times have changed. This is why I say, like, it's certain things. Because we all thought, no one thought asbestos was a bad thing for a while.
Well,
now
Trump doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump brand asbestos.
But now we know that it's shitty, so you probably shouldn't be around it.
By the way, if you get lung cancer or whatever from Trump asbestos, are they going to call it melaniothelioma?
Hilarious. Ian Harris, you guys, he'll be at a town near you. Look for him and look for us, a Divided Comedy Tour. So we're going to transition into the next topic that we were going to talk about. What is this thing today? What is this supposed to be?
Today is the State of the Union address?
Fear.com is what we're going to call it. Fear.com, the Fear reality show.
The State of the Union address. By the way, later on, when we get to our last 10 minutes, our Patreon. By the way, if you're not a Patreon, so if you're watching us live on Facebook, then you know
Critical and Thinking.
That's cool. Criticallandthinking.com. Download these audio episodes on iTunes or Patreon or Stitcher or whatever. And then if you're listening to this later and you're not watching us live on Facebook, you can watch us, the video, and you get an extra 10 minutes of this by going to patreon.com/criticallandthinking.
Right.
And we always try to do something funny, something different at the end, the last 10 minutes. Sometimes Ty makes me do impressions. Sometimes we read some stories. We do something different. So today we're going to do our own little State of the Union address at the last 10 minutes. So,
yes.
So
here's my question for you. And anybody out there watching, we want to know what's the over under on how many lies will be told today.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna. How long is
there's actually a debate as to whether or not they should even televise it and show it because they're afraid that Trump's gonna fucking.
Well, first of all,
so much disinformation. How is that? Isn't that fucking crazy that people are actually talking seriously about? Maybe it's not a good idea to televise the president because he might lie so much.
Or what they could do, I wish they could do the side by side, like the ticker tape. The ticker tape, the real time.
Right.
So he'll say the lie or whatever, and they'll be like something like not true.
What they should have is like a closed captioning.
Yeah.
Like the person that does it translate. And they translate, and down below it says, close.
No bullshit.
None of this is true. What he means by this,
none of it. And that's why. So I'm gonna say, if he talks for an hour, let's see, because he's already at 7,600 lies told in 2 years, which I'm not making that up, by the way. That's not a made up number.
Well, those are just the ones that are public.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 2025 lies.
Well, it depends on if you say if you count how many times he repeats the same lie, or do they have to be original lies?
Oh, that's a tough one,
right? Because if you count how many times he repeats the same lie, that's going to go into the hundreds. Because he's going to be like, Mexico is still paying for it. We're going to get it with tariffs.
That's true.
He's going to keep saying the same thing over and over, and they'll be like, yeah, but sir, we know that only 6 people have come across the border. The actual numbers are 4 million people a day come over the border. That's why we need a wall. Right?
In the last 10 seconds that I've been talking, we've caught 40 terrorists
right, exactly.
at the wall that we don't need right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. Because we don't want to get too deep in this, and because it's exhausting. It's mentally draining. At this point, you got to be honest, man. At this point, it's not really about him as much as it is the shit that he knows he can tell people and they won't call him on it. So when I watched Sarah Sanders on Fox, and the Fox dude called, what's the guy's name? I can't remember his name, but Chris Wallace?
Yeah,
Chris Wallace. Yeah. But when he called her out on TV, like, how many people do you think just kind of tuned out what he said and only focused on what she said? So my issue is,
well, if you're watching Fox News, I would guarantee about.
I'm actually surprised,
conservatively 100%.
I'm actually surprised that he and
Shepard Smith.
Those are the only two. I'm surprised they haven't had them killed. But
I guess they throw it up there as like some sort of look. We're fair and balanced. I don't know. I don't know why they're still on the air.
Yeah, because they most Trump supporters are like, I don't even watch when they're on. I watch everything else but these truth guys. So, but I feel like this, man. because if you keep lying and you keep telling the lie, eventually you're telling the lie because you know these people either don't care that you lie or you don't care if they care. So it's one of those two. So the fact that he continues to do this, he's not doing it for us. He could care less about everybody else that's against him. He's doing this for the people that won't check on what he says. Like, this dude can tell. This is what trips me out. I'm like, then why would you just not say the wall is built?
Right.
Just say we built the wall already, you guys.
Right,
it's
yeah,
already
it's
built.
Mexico paid for it.
They did. They paid for it. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he won't just do that.
Yeah, or like Dean said, why doesn't he just hire contractors, build it, and then do what he always does, not pay them?
There you go. Problem solved. It's a win-win.
Why doesn't he hire some illegals like he always does? Have them build the wall.
Win-win-win.
And then he doesn't have to pay them much.
So much winning.
Yes. And then not pay them at all because they're illegals. They shouldn't be working here in the fucking first place. Right? Who hired these bastards?
You
these
did, sir.
Animals. I'm sorry.
You did, sir. That was you. You hired them. Oh, really?
Wasn't me.
So like I said, I'm interested, and I agree with you. I don't think that they should give this dude any airtime and without airing it. Or you know what I think? I bet you what they'll do is they'll air it and let it go is what it is. But then they'll come back and say, okay, let's break down everything that he said. But again, the problem at this point is not him as much as it is that dude, this is crazy to me. There's a group of people out there that either don't care that he lies. Like I have people on my feed, bro, that don't care that he lies, or they believe everybody else is lying, even though you show them that he's lying. Right. And that's the scariest part. In all seriousness, that's the scariest part.
You can show video of him saying stuff and contradicting himself.
No. And then their go-to is, well, you took it out of context. Okay.
Yeah. Or they'll say, well, Obama once said that too. Well, what's the new one now? Now that all the presidents...
no, he said all the presidents now agree with the wall and they should have had it.
Yeah, they all told me specifically. Meanwhile, he doesn't even talk to Obama.
No.
And they've all said, no, we've never had this conversation, and we disagree.
Well, I like to do my impression of a Trump supporter. Excuse me, he meant the dead presidents agree with him? Excuse me. And you can't prove that he didn't talk to him, by the way.
Right.
You can't.
Well, he got John Edwards, and he said, I've got a president... his name starts with a J. No, it's a J sound. It's a GW, something like that. I'm getting the number one. Does the number one, is it George Washington? Yes, that makes it. It's a George sound. He's saying the wall is a good idea, and he loves the wall.
Walls have been around for thousands of years.
Okay. And he'd like to be on something other than the dollar bill. I don't know. It's just this is anyone.
All right, listen, you guys, we got to get ready to wrap this up pretty soon. Thank you guys for checking this out. We got about almost 10 minutes left. We got 15. Well, we got a little bit more time we can talk.
So real quick about the wall thing. So what happened to he wants $5 billion, or he's throwing a temper tantrum and he's shutting down the government. By the way, which with the actual like shutting down the TSA, which the stuff that actually does stop
exactly. So just so we're clear, the area where the least amount of terrorists have come in, 6, the border wall, you want $5 million for that, and in the process, you've shut down the government.
Shut down the government.
TSA. Who else?
Oh, it did pretty much everything except for not the post office and things like that.
None of them are working or getting, and they're calling in sick because they don't want
Americans not getting paid. Hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans working for the government that are not getting paid, and you're not helping anything with your terrorism or
no.
Meanwhile, still how many 14,000 kids in cages, and I mean it's fucking insane, and it's like all because he wants. Let's be honest, all this is every fucking expert has said the wall will do nothing. 90+% of all illegal immigration comes in legally and stays. They come in with a visa, they come in, they come in on vacation, whatever, and they just don't go home or they just don't renew their visa. They're not bordering, tunneling under. So it's not going to do anything. Everyone agrees it's not going to fucking do anything. So basically, he's building a monument to himself. He knows he's on his way out. He knows he's the worst president of all time, and he wants to at least go, I built a fucking wall, and that's the 30% that voted for me that are going to buy my books when I fucking retire and that are going to keep funding me.
This is all for him.
This is something so I can go, greatest wall. I heard there was a great wall one time. This is the greatest wall.
This is the greater wall.
The greater wall. And that's all this is.
Yeah,
and he's literally throwing a fucking tantrum. and shutting down the government over something that
but you gotta,
70% of America doesn't want,
but
and 100% of America says is bullshit.
You got to understand something, man. This is, again, it's not as bigger than just him. This is the entire Republican Party, bro.
Yeah, no one's fucking put this motherfucker in check.
The entire Republican. This is why I say, man, and because I get people that come on my page and say it all the time. They say, well, all politicians are the same. No, they're not. No, all politicians are not the same.
Right.
Now, if you want to say all of them have an agenda, at some point, yeah.
Right. And all of them do take money for their job.
Yeah.
We all do.
That's what they want to be in public. Public.
And I'm sure every one of them on some level, or at least 90-some% of them, I've probably done a couple of crooked things in the back to get some shit done.
I never say, and
that's called politics.
This is Democrats included. I never say that one party is averse to any kind of scandal like that. But the specific type of shit that this guy is getting away with, the specific type of silence that these guys are having and letting this dude get away with is unprecedented.
And the corruption is completely lopsided.
Seen this before. So to me, I feel like, because I have friends that they defended this guy along, I don't see them anymore. I don't see them on my timeline.
Right.
None of them come on and say, well, you got to understand he means this. They're silent. They say nothing. And I'm like, wait a minute, but aren't you the ones that said that this is going to work out? This is going to win? I see interviews from these federal workers who can't pay their bills.
Right.
And this motherfucker says, well, I could empathize. I could sympathize. I understand. How do you understand, dude? You've always had money. And then you fuck that money off when you got that money. So you don't understand it. My whole point,
and you don't fucking care because all you need all you need to do is go, all right, well, let's see. And what happened to all this? I love how Mitch McConnell coming out going, well, we need to be bipartisan now. How about go fuck yourself, you turtle motherfucker? Like, flip that motherfucker on his back.
Here's what people,
that's hilarious.
here's what people have to understand at this point, honestly. And I kind of, to tie it back into the R. Kelly thing real quick. None of these people are giving you anything specific to help you and make your life better. Nothing. Mitch McConnell is not giving you thousands of dollars to support him. Trump's not giving you thousands of dollars to believe all the bullshit that he's saying. At the end of the day, whether you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, whatever, I don't care. You are losing. The only people winning are those people. Period. Right. Period. There's no other way you can slice it. Nothing.
And
stop
honestly,
talking about your 401k.
And honestly, I will say, even if every time I say this, I mean, even if he is giving you fucking money, you know what? You know how many millions of people he's not giving money to? Think about your fucking fellow Americans, you fucking selfish dick.
I want to read this comment here from Mel. Mel says, here in West Virginia, people are so below the poverty level, they depend on food assistance. There will be none for them, so it's just, so it's not just the Fed workers hurt.
Right.
That's right, exactly.
And by the way, West Virginia, I have a feeling that's kind of a red state. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and she, that, Mel, if it is.
She absolutely. But it's that's my point, is that it's always these places that voted for this fucking jackass that get hurt more than anybody. And it's like, how do you not?
When do you wake up?
How long?
When do you wake up? When do you wake up and say, okay, this? Because I said this before, and I said it when he got elected. I said, if you were living in a trailer park before Trump, you're still going to be living in a trailer park after Trump.
Well, unless you get kicked out.
Yeah, exactly. Which is 9 times out of 10 probably going to happen now. So I just want to say this to everybody, because we should be beyond the fighting part amongst ourselves. We should be beyond that.
Right.
Because you can clearly see that the average American is not winning. The only people winning are the people that are making these fucking rules here.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that what the Republicans specifically, and Facebook and Instagram and all these things have done that have really, really fucking been effective. Which, again, part of it was the Russians. Part of this is they've really learned to divide poor people.
Yeah,
and the biggest one that throws me, it makes me fucking crazy.
What up, Theodore?
When I see people post or talk about a livable minimum wage, and someone says, we want to make the minimum wage $15 an hour. Okay. And the two arguments I hear are, well, shoot, if you pay McDonald's workers $15 an hour, my Happy Meal is going to go from $5 to $5.10. I ain't paying 10 cents. Which, first off, they don't need to raise it at all. Even if they raise it 50 cents, I'll give it 50 cents to help some fucking people out. And the other one I've heard people go, this is bullshit. I'm a nurse and I make $12 an hour. And so you can tell me some McDonald's person is going to make more.
Nurse is making $12
well, yeah, I heard that. But I'm like, first off, what kind of shitty nurse are you making $12 an hour?
Where is that happening?
But second of all, guess what? Yours will go to $15 an hour too, because that will be the minimum wage.
So you got to get paid more than the minimum because you have a job that requires you to do more than the minimum.
And if you're upset because you think that McDonald's or wherever the fuck it is such a horrible, easy, shitty job, and your job is so hard, then guess what, dummy? Quit your job and go work at fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You have to study way less to work at McDonald's than you do to be a nurse.
So
and way less ass wiping.
So why are you bitching? Just go fucking work at McDonald's.
You do got to wipe your own ass after you eat the McDonald's. But
and then wash your hands, please. please, McDonald's.
No, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
but the point is that we're here dividing over people who make $15 an hour versus people who make $16 an hour versus people who make $10 an hour, are arguing about who's making too much money, and no one's talking about the guy who's making $13 billion.
The dude who just pocketed the McDonald's specifically, the dude who just made $17 million in a quarter, just 1 quarter of the year, probably even more than that. So again, like I said, at some point you have to wake up and understand that the only people that these people care about are themselves, and you're fighting the battle for them. You are making their battle easier because you're saying, nope, the person, understand something. If the person living right next, if you think the person living right next to you is the problem,
right, you're
the problem.
America's broke because this guy at McDonald's is making $15 an hour.
Stop that. Stop that bullshit, please. Okay, you guys. We tried it. We did. We kept it kind of light. I mean, we didn't get too deep in it. I want to do a quick wrap up of this before we go into the thing. Which, by the way, subscribe to the show, Critical in Thinking. Find us. Go to the Patreon. Go to all streaming,
iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play.
All of that.
Please download it. Please share it. Please like it. Please give us reviews.
All that stuff. Don't be hurtful.
Yes.
Don't you dare be hurtful.
And patreon.com/critical and thinking. $2 a month if you support us. And you get the extra 10 minutes at the end of this that we try to do something fun, and you get the video version if you're listening online.
Think about that.
We don't always get to go Facebook Live. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And
that's
if you miss
less
it live,
than a Happy Meal.
You get to see these faces.
Right? Less than a Happy Meal, and we
not for long with this $15 an hour. Sorry.
And we not wiping your ass though, by the way. I'm sorry. We will appreciate the money. But I want to say this really quick. I meant everything I said about R. Kelly. He's a monster. He's been evil for a long time. Just a lot of people just didn't know about it. We know way more about him now. But at the end of the day, parents are supposed to protect kids. It's as simple as that, man. At the end of the day, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many songs he makes. I don't care how many collaborations he does. I don't care who it is. Everybody understand this. If you are a parent, your number one job is to protect your child. Your number one job is to protect your children, period. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he's promising you. It doesn't matter what they promise you in this business. Protect your children, period.
So we're going to, by the way, check out Ty. You can find Ty.
TyBarnett.com, comedian TyBarnett.com.
And you can check me out at IanHarrisComedian.com. And then, we're signing off for those who got the listen to extra 10 minutes on Patreon. We're gonna do we're gonna do our own State of the Union address coming up in the next 10 minutes. Everybody else, we'll see.